Bold and the Beautiful recalls that Bill Spencer, Don Diamond, and Ridge Forrester, Thorsten Kaye, have hated each other for decades, but their mutual dislike is about to reach new heights, especially because they are both defending people they love. We're going to talk about things getting really unpleasant between Bill and Ridge. I suspect things are going to go to a whole new level that's nuclear. Let's get into it. Bold and the Beautiful. Ridge Forrester's flip-flop on Eric Forrester's future at Forrester Creations. So, recently, we had a rare moment where Bill was shocked because Ridge agreed with Bill that, yes, he discarded Eric Forrester. That came right after Ridge had that heart-to-heart with Eric and realized he hadn't been listening to his dad or considering his father's feelings. It came off like Ridge was blinded by his fear of losing Eric. Ridge did agree with Bill on that point, but it wasn't too long until Ridge was back to raging and being high-handed and making decisions for Eric behind his back. He told Ridge that he would come back to Forrester, but he didn't say when, and he didn't say that he was cutting off his arrangement with Katie Logan, Heather Tom. John McCook said in an interview that Eric was going to come back to Forrester Creations, but on his own terms, which means his own timeline. Ridge assumed, just because he wanted to, that Eric was going to walk away from Logan ASAP. But we've had no confirmation like that from Eric. The battle over the Logan launch and Eric's designs on B&B. Recently, Brooke Logan and Ridge Logan agreed that Eric is definitely done at Logan. With no irony at all, Ridge was saying he treated his dad like a child before and he wasn't going to do it anymore. And then 5 seconds later, he was already back to it. He told Katie, Bill, and then later Brooke that Eric was done at Logan. He said it in the confrontation with them and then again at Brooke's house right after saying, "I treated my dad like a child and I'm not going to do it anymore." And he literally just did it a second later. It would be nice if Ridge would step back, take 2 seats, and let Eric decide what he's going to do with his life. Meanwhile, Katie and Bill were talking over at Spencer, and he told her no matter what, the designs that Eric made are going to be used for the Logan launch, because Bill already paid Eric a big chunk of change to create them. Dollar Bill Spencer refuses to back down against Ridge on Bold. Katie's worried about pressuring Eric, but Bill's mindset is don't care, Logan's still going to launch. Now, he doesn't want Eric hurt or anything, but he's also not going to stop the momentum they have going, and he's definitely not going to let Ridge talk to Katie that way and then convince her to tank her own business. So we're about to see things really ratchet up between Bill and Ridge like it was back in the heyday, especially since Ridge and Brooke keep attacking Katie. I know if you're on Team Brooke, you're going to see it the other way, but we know Dollar Bill isn't going to stand still for his wife being talked to like that. Ridge is going to lose it over Logan keeping Eric's designs. He's already mentally put them into the Forrester couture line when Bill bought and paid for those designs. Let's talk about the massive war brewing between Bill and Ridge and how bad this may get. Legal disputes and specific performance in the fashion industry on Bold and the Beautiful. The first thing I see happening is Bill may be adamant that Eric has to honor his commitment to Logan. Now, Ridge says it's over, and he has said that Eric's not working there anymore. Both he and Brooke have insisted that Eric's time at Logan is done. But it's not Ridge's or Brooke's decision, it is Eric's. However, he may decide to walk away. The stress may just be too much and he doesn't like the materials that Bill was buying. Or Eric may decide to stay at Logan and finish the one collection he promised, but Bill's attitude may rub Eric the wrong way. That's conflict that could make him step back. Bill can't force Eric to finish the line and help launch Logan, even if they did have a signed contract about that, because that's called personal service. You can't force somebody to do something. If they decide not to fulfill the contract, you can go sue them and you can get damages, but you actually can't force them to do the work. That's called specific performance. A judge can't make somebody do a job. You can make them pay for refusing to do the job that they agreed to, though. Bill Spencer threatens to expose Forrester family secrets. If Eric doesn't honor their verbal agreement, worst case, Bill could try and sue Eric for damages, but more likely, Bill would just press forward and use Eric's designs and even keep his name on them just because he probably can. Katie seems nervous about it. She cares about Eric and doesn't want to hurt or upset him. But if he leaves Katie in the lurch, she may not have a lot of choice. And that'll infuriate Ridge, and I think he'll go off on Bill and Katie about it. The second thing I see going down is Bill could take Ridge and Eric's family drama into the public eye and do damage in the pages of Ion Fashion. Bill could air out the dirty Forrester laundry and tell the world that Ridge fired Eric, aka forcibly retired him. Bill could make it public that Eric turned to Logan to, So Bill could say this to make Ridge and Brooke look terrible to the whole fashion industry. What Ridge did to Eric was rotten, whether he meant it to be or not. Even though Ridge had good intentions, he did hurt Eric. If the entire fashion industry finds out what Ridge did to his amazing, iconic dad, there could be fallout for Ridge and for Brooke, and ultimately for Forrester Creations. We all know Bill would love to see Ridge publicly humiliated on Bold and the Beautiful. Another way this war could wage is Eric may agree to finish the launch, but only if he gets top-notch Forrester-level materials and fabrics that he wants, because the cat's out of the bag now. So there's no reason they can't use the same fabric source as Forrester. If they do, Ridge might play dirty and try to get this supplier to cut off Logan and not sell to Katie and Bill to sabotage them. I absolutely think Ridge could do that. Ridge keeps saying Katie's going to fail, and he may decide to make sure that she does. I also expect, as part of this war, that Ridge and Brooke are going to keep harassing Katie, if you like that word or not, but keep at her and keep blaming her for Eric and his issues, and for him working at Logan. This week, Ridge was snarking to Brooke that once again Katie didn't do anything wrong, and Ridge was sarcastically calling her poor Katie. Then, Brooke was sniping that Katie stole the Logan name, and she stole Eric. They are very anti-Katie right now. I can see them trash-talking her to people they know in the industry to undermine Logan's launch. This is another way Ridge can make sure Katie fails. I absolutely think he's capable of doing it. I think Brooke might as well, because making sure Katie fails also means that Bill fails, and he'll lose all the money he invested in Logan, and we know Ridge would love that. One last thing I could see in this Bill versus Ridge war is Katie may have regrets about launching Logan because of just the nastiness that it's caused, but I suspect Eric may still encourage Katie and want to make the launch great for her. Eric may do that despite him not liking Bill, and things may shift. Eric and Bill might yet bond. They were halfway getting along, and that would drive Ridge absolutely bat-crap crazy. He would be so furious and would blame Katie for Eric bonding with Bill. Things are about to get wildly dramatic and chaotic for the Forresters and Spencers. We'll see what happens, but I'm here for it all as Ridge and Bill go to war.